R-O-C-K, we chillin' at the bottom, at the R-O-C-K, we chillin' at the bottom, bottom. And now, your host, Young P. Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm your host, Young P, and we got a great show lined up you do not want to miss. But before we get off into the show, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about a lot of people that's in the celebrity world that's been a role model to me and been very inspirational. First, I want to start off by talking about Oprah Winfrey. I love Oprah Winfrey because she comes so far from playing in all of the greatest movies in the past to one of your TV show hosts of America. Another person I want to go ahead and give out tributes to, as well as that is a role model and that inspires me, is Tyler Perry. He's been around for maybe a few years now. He started from the bottom and worked his way all the way to the top. He is a great writer right now. All of his plays are going #1 and hitting a lot of big charts. So a round of applause for your boy, Tyler Perry. Another celebrity that inspires me and that's a role model of mine is Russell Simmons. Russell, he is one of the America's leading moguls, all because look at all the business that he got himself involved in. And he started from the bottom and worked his way to the top. You guys remember when Russell Simmons had Def Comedy Jam? Ooh, that was hot. He put all the comedians right now in the position they in to be shooting movies, they're doing other big events and stuff like that. So everybody needs to most definitely give it up for Russell Simmons because he's a role model not just for me, but a lot of African Americans around the world. Now Spike Lee is another role model of mine and he inspired me because he came from Do the Right Thing. Y'all remember Spike Lee, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, knock needed, come walking down the street with his hat to the back with his Jordans on. Love Spike Lee. Gotta love him because he came way back from the bottom and he worked his way to the top. A few more celebrities that I really most definitely enjoyed their talents because they inspired me as well. David Chappelle, ladies and gentlemen. David Chappelle is a very, very funny man. And you gotta love him because he actually started from the bottom as well and worked straight to the top. Now, it's more celebrities that inspire me, like Eddie Murphy comes from being a comedian to this star in the music world. Music, movies, he actually tried everything. You ask Eddie Murphy what he can do, he'll tell you he raw. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get over to the show because today's show is about celebrity fights. Now, can you believe in this show that Justin Bieber gets punched in the face by Orlando Bloom and then runs out of the restaurant? I don't know if he was scared or he was just trying to keep the violence down. Another celebrity made it to rock the bottom for a domestic, and wasn't a good domestic battle. Ray Rice, ladies and gentlemen, from the Baltimore Ravens NFL football team. I know a lot of you guys seen that footage when she was unconscious coming out of the elevator. He was actually carrying her, and I guess he got tired, or he still was mad, and he just dropped her. Ray, I love you. I'm a fan of you as a football player, but what they show on that footage made you look really, really bad, man. And I can't agree that things that you did that night was right at the casino. So we most definitely going to talk about it here at the Rock Bottom News Show. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. We got some good news and some good fights to talk about. So we at the R-O-C-K. We chillin' at the bottom. Hey! Now, before I get up into the show about the fights, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let everybody know that my fan of the week is going to be on the show next week. So be prepared to see the fan of the week because she actually won really, really bananas that last little footage. Y'all see the footage when I started the theme song? And believe it or not, she didn't know I was recording until I told her afterwards. So it was great. She was a good participant. And I just want to let everybody know that watch the show to see my fan of the week because each week we're going to have a fan of the week. And if you become the fan of the week, you can come to our show and have a seat right here and listen to all the entertainment news. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about Justin Bieber, ladies and gentlemen. Now, he have a situation where him and Orlando Bloom have a couple-year beef, or what we call it, but it's been down low beef. His Orlando Bloom wife, I don't know if they divorced now. Our source tell us, but at the time when this happened, that she was his wife, and believe it or not, She was at a swimsuit, like a model swimsuit convention or where they was doing a challenge, and Justin Bieber, he wasn't at the contest, but he made it to the aftershave party. So, believe it or not, make a long story short, Justin Bieber actually was hanging out with Orlando Bloom's wife at the party. And get this, nobody know if they messed around or not. Did they? Or did they not? We don't know. But believe it or not, after that happened, Orlando Bloom, he actually started spending a little time trying to get to know Selena Gomez behind Justin Bieber's back. So imagine now they're switching girls. Justin Bieber, he wanted the model at the time, or maybe 2 years ago, and then that's actually been going on. That's why I said this beef been a long down low beef that no one knew about. But Orlando Bloom was actually trying to take Selena Gomez out, maybe just trying to get back at Justin Bieber. Now, it actually worked, because now they met up at a restaurant, not on purpose, it was accidental. Believe it or not, Orlando Bloom was standing right by Justin Bieber for quite some time. Now, if you look at the tape, you can see it. And when he actually swung and punched Justin Bieber in the face, Justin Bieber, he actually said a few cuss words and took off running out of the restaurant. And then they came outside and it became this whole big old issue right there. But what I want to say is that you guys got to keep down the violence, and let's try to, like, fighting over women for what? If you got to fight over them, if you got to hit them or beat them, you might as well leave them. That's my quote. Now, we're going to go ahead and get off to Justin Bieber. Just let him know you made it to the Rock Bottom News again. We still love your music at the Rock Bottom News, Justin. And then we also want to go ahead and get off and talk about Ray Rice for the NFL Baltimore Ravens, ladies and gentlemen. Because I know you guys seen that footage. And what he did on the elevator, as far as hitting and knocking his wife unconscious, she was unconscious. She was barely moving. She actually didn't move. He carried her out, and then he just dropped her. And it wasn't like he dropped her hard. He was actually trying to look around to see was anybody watching, and didn't know there was a camera sitting right there. One thing you guys got to know in the celebrity world, cameras are always watching. Now, Ray Rice, you're suspended right now from the NFL for a couple of days, which is only right. You got to take your suspension because what you did was completely wrong. And to all the men across the world, do not hit your woman. Do not fight ladies. A lot of ladies been dying because men are putting their hands on them. And to all the gang members and everybody that carry guns and everybody that's shooting in all these big cities, put down your guns. Stop the shooting, stop the fighting, stop the violence. Let's have everybody lined up and march and go to work. And the young kids, 15, 16, 17, line up and march and take y'all behinds to school. That's what we want to do for the future for our kids in our generation. I have 2 kids myself, and step kids, best friend kids, homeboy kids. You guys got to make sure all our kids make it to the future without us losing our kids. Just want to thank everybody for watching the Rock Bottom News Show. And there's not a party going on in the next room, so I am not going to a party. I just want to say thank y'all for watching the show. And you don't want to miss next week. We're going to have a fan of the week, and we're going to have a great time. There is going to be a party next week. Thank y'all for watching the show. Let me go ahead and do my little two-step. The show is not about me, but I'm the host, so I got to be able to do a few things that I want. I'm going to do my two-step like this. R-O-C-K, we chillin' at the bottom. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.